Boy, do we got a lot to get into here today. Absolute craziness getting ready to happen right now. So we're back. That's number one. It has been a hot minute, over a month, since the last episode of TCW. But we are back here today, getting ready to do a lot of stuff. Before we get in to all the things that is going on. What is going on, Blaze? Welcome to the stream. You are in the main event here tonight, fighting against Sam Hacksaw for the Intercontinental title belt. Logan, what is going on, my man? Welcome to the stream. Eagle Star also in a match here tonight. Now, just like the title says, the brand split has happened. So we've already got that. We already know what's going on with that. That means we just broke the roster in two. So half of you are going to be on the Meltdown brand. We've already got the shows. The other half is going to be on the Outbreak brand, which is the show that is happening here tonight. The Universal title belts will now be fought for between the two brands. And that means it is only CAWs fighting here right now. So we see all kinds of stuff going on. That is the main event. We are going to see some of the Universal titles fought for here tonight. We will still have the Wednesday Night Wars, but now it'll be between the Outbreak brand and the Meltdown brand for those title belts. As you can see, too, we got brand new world titles. That is the Outbreak world title right there. We also have the men's Outbreak world title right there as well. So we've been redesigning things. We have been doing some other things. Tons of things to get into. But what we're going to do right here is actually start the show. What's going on, Ed Jack? Welcome to the stream. Or is that Sam? Could be Sam right there. Don't know. New name. New and improved, right? So you're going to start seeing some stuff. Now, with that, even though we're going to see guys in certain brands, and we're going to be talking about some of the title belts, right? Because in order to get the title belts to all work out the right way, some of the titles actually became Universal titles, like the hardcore title on the men and the women's side. Like the cruiserweight title belt on the men and the women's side. Well, there's no women's, but you know what I'm saying. So lots of stuff going on in this match. But here, right now, getting a shot at the Intercontinental Tag Team titles, it is the Wolfpack, Angel and Raymond Jones. Now, this is kind of the neat thing. We're going to have the Universal World titles. The Outbreak brand has the TCW Intercontinental Tag titles. The Meltdown brand has the United States Tag Team titles. So they're going to have the United States title belts. The Outbreak brand is going to have the Universal or the Intercontinental Tag belt. So, actually retired a few of the belts as well. So, as we start moving through these next episodes, don't want to overload you with too much stuff. But some of the TCW Special Series title belts have been pulled back. We still have the Outlaw, because that's an amazing set of match rules, and the Survival title belts still in. But we did get rid of the 10-man Rumble for right now. That has been retired because we have a monthly Rumble belt. We also got rid of the 8-man tag team title belts. At least for now, we retired those belts as well, because now we have got more tag team title belts here on the line. And the neat thing about most of these belts, they are going to retain their histories. So we tried doing something like this before. We didn't quite pull it off the right way, but this time I think we got it. But now one of the better tag teams, one of the longer standing tag teams making their way down to the ring, American Alpha 2 holding the TCW Intercontinental Tag Team title belts. And you'll see we still need to do a little bit of stuff. But this also means we have taken away the TWC. That is now out. Even though you still see it there, but it is out. What is going on? Matt Storm, welcome to the stream, brother. Brooklyn, welcome to the stream.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Intercontinental Junior Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 513 pounds, Angel and Raymond Jones, the Wolfpack. And their opponents at a combined weight of 449 pounds, the Intercontinental Junior Tag Team Champions, Cowboy Herbert and Gray American Alpha.
And that's the other thing that we're going to be seeing here tonight as well. A lot of the tattoos have been fixed. 97 cause we had to go through. A lot of them fixed. A couple of them not yet. Some people I've actually left the tattoos off of, and we might do that moving forward. But look at the state of Angel. That is one of the cooler tattoos, and I really wanted to do it on stream. But that is one tattoo that we made run a certain way to make it look like it was one tattoo. But Angel right now getting off to a fast start for the Wolfpack. And we just saw earlier, that's another thing we'll talk about. When you guys see we release at 9:45 Central Time, we release retro matches, singles matches, every single day. We have taken and made playlists for every single wrestler, so as they release, and they do release in order. So if you guys want to kind of see what has happened with the history of the TCW, all the way from when it was the TSW, when we merged with the WWE, when we broke out and became the WCW, to get to the point where we are today in Total Championship Wrestling, you can see that every match being released in order. The cool thing about that is inside every wrestler's playlist, you can actually watch every wrestler's match in the order it was done. So a long way to go with that. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of neat stuff right now, of course. The old match is happening in 2K19, but today we got to see the original version of Herbie, the original version of Digital Dogs, which, by the way, looks quite a bit different. What is going on, Herbie? Welcome to the stream. The original Rowdy Hunt. Now, the funny thing about it is you're like, I didn't even see Rowdy in that match. No, initially, and this goes back to what I tell you guys, I don't know what anybody looks like. So initially, Rowdy was a white guy. And then Rowdy, it might have been in the second match, and you'll hear me say it. Whenever it happened, you'll hear me say it in the commentary. Because I'll start laughing because Rowdy made the comment that Rowdy is the whitest black guy he's ever met. What's going on, JP? Welcome to the show. And look at this, Grady getting into it, but Jakai making sure the Wolfpack staying on top. Angel getting tagged in, distracting Grady, and now Angel in charge of what is going on in this match. It'll be interesting because we'll see JP and Rowdy fight later tonight as well. So double team moves coming in. Look at this. Wolfpack slowing it down. What is this? You know, we would say normally that'd be like 6 kicks right to the abdomen, but that was, or 3 kicks to the abdomen, but that was 6 to the gut right there. Little 6-pack for your troubles. Grady trying to get out. Trying to get Herbie tagged back into this match. And with the tattoos, I try to take care of the people that are really known for having tattoos before doing the rest. And look at the power Raymond Jones is putting on display right now. Referee, though, telling him, hey, you better get back in the ring right now. Champion's advantage to Grady and Herbie. Referee count up to 7. Needs to get out and reset the count. And they may just win by count out. And what a smart move right there by Grady. Kind of getting overpowered a little bit in this match, but look, giving up over 60 pounds. Team-wise. And Grady could have slid back in and got under, but instead jumped up and looked Raymond right in the eyes as the referee counted to 10. So the Wolfpack wins by countout, but the title belts do not change hands. And look, that's the advantage you got right there being the champion. But as the challengers, you guys got to understand that the champions have that advantage, and you got to make sure that you walk them.
And Raymond Jones, the Wolfpack.
That you walk them back in the ring, or you get in the ring and you get back out and you reset the count. But the Wolfpack getting the win here tonight. Again, remember, we are in the very first show of the brand split, completely and finally breaking away from the WCW, finally breaking away from the WWE. Now, this is a very interesting thing you guys are going to get to witness right away. As the 7-minute timer was going down, we created this match type right here and did not test it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Hardcore Championship.
Now, obviously an underground match, but we turned off, and look, we've done this before, it hasn't worked. But we turned off the pins and turned off the submissions. The only way to win this match, hopefully, is by knockout. Just imagine that for a second. You can only win this match by knocking your opponent out. If this works, we could maybe change the women's hardcore title back to the Knockout Championship. But Yuri, coming off a big win in our monthly Rumble, won the May Rumble. We do have the June Rumble right around the corner. I get what month we're in right now, but we got a lot to make up for. We got some really interesting storylines coming up too on Meltdown as well. So we will see. But now known as the Universal Hardcore Championship, and all the Universal Champions can show up on either brand. If you hold a Universal title, that title can be defended on either brand and will be defended at every Wednesday Night War. But there has been more titles added to that Wednesday Night War match. So who is going to come out on top in those Universal fights? Will it be the roster of Outbreak, or will it be the roster of Meltdown? Once you lose that Universal title, you will go back to your respective brand. Not that you ever left that brand, but kind of gives you a little way to invade into the other brand. Show them who's who and the what's what.
Introducing the challenger from Kyoto, Japan, the All-Star Classic Champion, the Pitbull Walker. And her opponent from seasonal residencies, the Women's Hardcore Champion, the Extreme Van Alice Lady.
And that's the other thing, really crossing my fingers they can get 2K25 fixed, all the bugs fixed. I don't even need new stuff, just fix the current issues. Because I highly doubt we're going to be, oh, listen to these guys on the outside, but I really doubt we're going to be switching quickly over to 2K26 after the absolute debacle that has gone on this year. It has made me a little more gun shy. Look at this. These guys pounding on the mat, wanting to see the action. And this is one of the neat things about this kind of a hardcore match. Ring ropes taken off, pulling some fans out of the stands to let them come and get like a really, really big close-up look. Yuri Walker, though, right now, looking like she is riding high off of that May Rumble win. Guys, too, while we got a minute, make sure you like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Share the video. Maybe the most important thing you can do right now is share the video out. Let everybody know what is going on and where it is happening at. Oh, Vanessa's setting up right now. Now remember, the only way that they are supposed to be able to win this match is not by submission, is not by pinfall, only by knockout. And if this works, we could possibly rename the Women's Universal Hardcore Champion to the Knockout Championship, which is how it was initially intended to be. But due to some amazingly poor coding, it's never worked. Oh, Vanessa wanting her to get up on her feet. Yuri now starting to fight back. Vanessa going back. And back and forth these two women go. Now this is going to be a big thing. If Vanessa can stop the roll Yuri is on. Yuri kind of a surprise winner. Haven't seen much of her in Season 7. And then to step in and win one of our monthly Rumble events. Absolutely phenomenal. What's going on? Ashley Perez, welcome to the show. So starting to use some of the stuff. Now, one of the things that these women really got to start watching out for is, again, it is not the same getting thrown into one of these side turnbuckles or side ring posts. There is no turnbuckles because the ropes are gone. So wouldn't be hard to get yourself knocked out in this match, but that should be the only way you win. Referee, would be great if they made the referee move based on the camera angles. Oh, and you see what I'm saying right there, getting thrown in. Vanessa, though, immediately going, looking like trying to get her in that kind of it's a wrist lock, but also kind of wrenching on that elbow, using that for leverage. Oh, what is she doing? Thought she was going to try to play lawn darts right there, but instead gets her down in the middle of the ring, really kind of wrenching on that neck, going up, getting a little bit better leverage on it. Well, big thing you can do, Ashley, and most people can join. We are at 97 cause right now. Do you have your own wrestler? Like, do you have a wrestler currently in Community Creations? Oh, look at the state of this. Bringing the bullhorn out of Jimmy Hart. Little ode. Oh, splits are open. And it just wouldn't be a hardcore match without that. Knocking down the fans right there. Fans are like, whoa, let us get out of the way. Now going after the Totes Ma Goats. Black Bat. So best thing and easiest way to do this so we can kind of get on it. If you look at the Nightbot right above, there is an invite to the Discord. Join the Discord. Send me a message. I'll kind of let you know what we do and how we do it. And if you still want to join, we will look at getting that done. Again, we've got a couple spots open right now. Well, we got one spot open. 98 is our max. And here she goes, setting up. Again, remember, supposed to be a knockout match. Referee looking on, making sure that he can call the match when it is time. And Vanessa setting up for it again. Will this be the knockout blow? No, Yuri grabs the foot. Pushes her over right there and gets to work on the lower leg. Now you can start to see some of the blood right there running down the middle and just off to her left side. So definitely want to keep an eye on that and make sure that it doesn't become a danger to the wrestler. Vanessa going after it again. Oh, gets her right. Oh, man, I thought, oh, and look, she gets split open as Yuri knocks her right off of the mat. And it looks like Yuri trying to, whoa, Vanessa ducked just in time. You know, it is interesting, too, because, again, with the brand split, we have got some very interesting matches, and I think, or some very interesting roster splits where I think, especially in the women's division, we're going to probably see a few people get elevated that haven't been elevated, and her head went right into the chair. Looks like she's knocked out, playing a little bit of possum, and look, referee right on top of the action. The referee could have called that. Looked like she was out there for a second, but wasn't. Oh, that is an owie if I've ever seen one. You hit me in the back of the head like that, it would be all over but the crying. I'd be done. And you're, oh, Vanessa getting fired up. Is she going to be able to put an end? It looked like Yuri kind of getting on a roll there. But now Vanessa back in charge. Vanessa, and we have seen her get fired up like this before and end a match that fast. But it looks like Yuri's got it scouted out. Yuri ready and waiting, and SpaghettiOs. But again, referee right on top of it. Can Yuri get this in? The knockout blow. And we saw her do this early on in the match. Not sure if that's going to be the thing to end it, but it doesn't. Vanessa still fighting through. Vanessa still conscious. Looking like Yuri's going after that leg. And look at the people on the side. Look at the fans on the side. They're like, man, what a brutal match. Again, women's division in the TCW. One of the best in the business. Can she knock her out from the pain? Has that arm and the leg hooked. But Vanessa still conscious. Yuri now going down. Thought she might have been going for those steps right there. Instead gets the trash can. Still doesn't want to bring the trash can up for whatever reason. And I'm starting to wonder if Vanessa isn't out already. Maybe she's out, like out on her feet, if you know what I mean. Really unable to defend herself right now. And oh, right when we say it, turns it back around. Hits Yuri with that float over. And is this a match that is glitched? I'm starting to wonder. We have seen both of these ladies put their finisher on the other one about 4 times apiece. Normally would win any knockout match. Yeah, when you jump in the Discord, put the hashtag in my PM me and put the hashtag in my PM. So, is she going to bring that? No. Reach for, and Yuri, oh, right there. And the knockout should be able to happen anywhere, I would imagine. But if you guys know right now, is the knockout thing in this match type, can the match end? If it can, this is amazing right now. It has been an amazing match so far. Both ladies really... Whoa, try to throw her back in, but look at the state of this. Fans running for the hills, trying to get out of the way, getting things turned back around. And look, if it doesn't, if the join the Discord thing doesn't work, let me know. We'll get somebody to send the invite. Now she's going, there are 2 baseball bats out. She's going for the black bat. And there it is! Amazing match! Somehow Vanessa finds a way to defend her title belt, and I'm telling you what, really, really liking this match. What a banger that was. Women both really putting it on. And again, we look at some of these things and we saw each one of them take at least 5 of the other person's finishing moves and somehow still maintain consciousness. You see it over and over. Vanessa, this is her finisher. Little medical triage right there. And then finally, the knockout blow right when she sat up, black bat to the head.
Here's your winner, and still women's hardcore champion, the Extreme Van Alice Lady.
And that's the crazy part. Like, that looks exactly like a hardcore match should look. And remember, this is the first time you guys are seeing all the brand new tattoos of all these wrestlers, because before or after our last episode, the whole debacle with the tattoos happened. We haven't run a show since, so lots of stuff going on there. Now, normally would be a main event match, but there's so many things happening here tonight. Drew Hawthorne will be putting the Outbreak World Title Belt on the line right here. And what is this? Totes my goats coming out with Drew Hawthorne. Could Drew Hawthorne be the 4th man in the group? Definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye on as we move forward. But who better to get a title shot, the very first Outbreak title shot, than Sentinel?
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Now, this title used to be the TWC Junior World Title and is now the Outbreak World Title. You know, that is the other really interesting thing. You go back, you start looking at the history of the TCW. You start looking how people started, how people came in, knowing how they are right now, and it is quite the spectacle. So by the time we get everything caught up on the single matches side, you're going to be able to see win streaks. You're going to be able to see how every wrestler developed themselves. So then you look at somebody like Ashley, who could be coming in to one of these brands here before too long. You know, maybe this first time that they've seen our product. Now, I've seen Ashley in some of the singles history in the comments section there, but maybe some of the first time seeing the live stuff. So then they wouldn't know Sentinel's history. So being able to go back and watch it on another level. And this is the other crazy thing. We only ever had one junior world champion, and that was Drew Hawthorne. Then Drew, but right before the brand split, won the world title. So Drew Hawthorne, not only the Outbreak world title, but also the Meltdown world title holder. So putting that world title on the line here tonight. And then you look at the group with Jay Savage, the Universal world title holder. So if Drew has joined Totes My Goats and Jay Savage, that would mean that group, who knows what they're called, looks like probably called War. Yeah, look, he's got War right on his outfit. So looks like it's official. Drew Hawthorne joining War. And they hold all 3 world championships.
Introducing the challenger from Chesapeake, Virginia, weighing in at 308 pounds, Sinister Crown! And his opponent from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 273 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion and the World Heavyweight Champion, gentlemen, Drew Harrington.
You would think that's a glitch, but he's just not holding the other world title belt right now. A dual world champion. Probably will never see this again. Somebody holding both world titles, because you got to be on that brand to hold it now. Drew Hawthorne officially on the Meltdown brand, but holding that world title here tonight. Can Sentinel bring it home to the Outbreak brand? I mean, it will only be defended on this brand, but you've got a Meltdown guy holding it right now. Going to be some messy things in the split. This is one of those messy things happening right now. Guys, if you don't know what we do here, all of the wrestlers are created by either myself or you, our most active subscribers, or automatically members of the channel. There's 4 easy ways to become a member. Very, very affordable options. So if you want to support the channel that way, one of the perks of membership is being in the TCW. But we make all the wrestlers, we make all the title belts, we make all the arenas, we write all the storylines. I turn off the commentary and we watch these guys go. I watch it live when you guys watch it. I see it as you see it. I have no way to control who wins or who loses. I book the matches, write and tell the story. We sit back, we all enjoy, hopefully, what is going on. So if that's something you guys want to be a part of, be an active subscriber, join the Discord, become a member of the channel. Three ways you can get that done. Now, like I said, we're down to 1 slot, but slots are always coming and going. We get people opening up as we get more active subscribers. The lesser of the active subscribers get retired. And look, this is going to be a problem. Already up to 8. Now Drew's like, hey, I could have won the title like that, but look at this. Totes was distracting the referee because he knows that Drew wouldn't want to lose this thing on a countout. Sentinel now splitting open. Drew Hawthorne with that last punch to the old scunion. And that has been the thing, that Drew Hawthorne as a champion has been absolutely dominant. Absolutely running the locker room exactly how he wants it run. And Rot Row SpaghettiOs 1, 2. But Drew, and this is kind of out of nowhere, kind of skipped a lot of steps, but became such a dominant junior world champion, then won the Money in the Bank briefcase, and now holds both world titles. And Sentinel, one of the greatest world champions of all time, finds a way to kick out of that. Now, on the flip side of this, if Sentinel wins this, could become tied with Rowdy for the most world titles held. then again, because of the brand split and the way things are counted now, you would have to count the Outbreak World title, the Meltdown World title, and Universal World title belts held for a number of times somebody has been a world champion. So, and it just looks like every time Sentinel gets going, Drew finds an answer to stop him. So, not just all big, not just all muscle, very, very strategic. And we've talked about it before, but maybe one of the most strategic wrestlers. So you look at Jay Savage, very strategic wrestler. You look at Drew Hawthorne, very strategic wrestler. You look at Totes Magoats, very strategic wrestler. And now you're telling me that these three guys are in a group together. Well, watch out. And Drew getting to work on the outside of this ring and showing you, okay, yeah, great, he's strategic, but he's also got a lot of power behind it. Now, while he doesn't mind winning or losing, oh, Totes tries to stop Sentinel. Sentinel, probably the sweat coming off his body, a little too slippery. Totes could not stop him. Now rolls up the leg. 1, 2, 3. And Drew Hawthorne will retain the Outbreak World title. I'm going to tell you, I don't know how you stop Drew Hawthorne. I don't know how anybody is going to stop Drew Hawthorne. Sentinel would have been the guy I put money on to do so. But Drew just showing you what he does. Kind of that, it's almost like a version of the Fafo Slam, but done a little bit different. And then you kind of wondered, did Melinda teach him? Or did he teach Melinda? We don't know. One of those things they're probably going to hold close to the vest.
Here is your winner, and still World Heavyweight Champion, gentlemen, Drew Harrington.
And it's crazy because Drew kind of coming from the tag team realm, kind of that's where he started to get his feet wet, and then all of a sudden ends up winning that junior world title when the TWC was created. Now a retired show, but once that was created, just kind of took his whole career to the next level, and that's exactly what that show was designed to do. So guys, again, while we got a moment, remember, drop a like on the video, comment, get in the comment section, share the video. Subscribe to the channel, become a part of the TCW. And hold on 1 second. We have just got word that in the back, and we're going to it right now, the Stalker again making his presence known, going after the Intercontinental Champion. The Intercontinental Champion having a match here tonight in the main event. What is going on, Prime Time? Welcome to the show. Is this going to put Sam at a disadvantage? I don't know, but look, right now, Sam taking it to the Stalker. The Stalker tried to jump him, from what I understand. And now Sam in the parking lot putting in some work. You can see the absolute frustration. Now for 2 seasons going back and forth, the Stalker trying to gain the advantage, but I think this is one of those things where Sam Hacksaw, being a member of the corporate syndicate, really kind of giving him that X factor, giving him maybe the piece that was missing from his wrestling repertoire, so to speak. And now taking it to him, and I don't think the stalker was ready for it. I don't think the stalker even understands what is going on. But could this be, like, we've seen the stalker do some crazy things. Could this be one of those things, the stalker trying to lull him to sleep, trying to give him that false sense of security, maybe for a bigger plan that is going to happen later, or maybe starting to happen right now? Like, we don't know. But what, oh, it looked like the stalker trying to take him over to the car. And again, we don't even know the identity of the stalker. All we know is that he is the stalker. All we know is there's been things with Sam Hacksaw as of late and the stalker, but these guys, through other wrestling promotions, through other times in his life, these guys have gone back and forth, and doing just that right now. And you can see, though, like, the stalker quite a bit bigger. Another thing that I start wondering is, could that be Blaze under the jacket? Could other wrestlers, maybe the stalker doesn't, like, maybe it was one person at one time, but maybe the wrestlers in TCW, knowing that this gets to Sam Hacksaw, maybe trying to use that against him. And maybe the stalker isn't even the same guy that it used to be. Oh! What? Now, for a big guy, you gotta say the stalker moves pretty dang good. Sam, though, able to finally recover and get that thing turned back around. You can see all kinds of stuff. And normally this would be over already, but Sam able to turn it around early and kind of keep this thing going. You know, normally you get jumped. That guy's got the advantage, or that girl's got the advantage. And that's something I'm going to kind of keep an eye on. Like, maybe tonight it's Blaze. Maybe it's not. Maybe the other night it was somebody else. Maybe it's not. Like, we just don't know. Don't even have any clues as to who this stalker could even be. Oh, and just listen to the sound of that traffic cone. And you can think traffic cones are weak all you want, but that is still some hard rubber on the back, the black end, and oh, right on top of the manhole cover. But you would think if it was Blaze, and Blaze is also in the main event, might not be the smartest thing, because also Blaze would be taking damage right now as well. It wouldn't just be Sam. So maybe it's somebody. And then this is exactly what I would do. This is what Frankie Two Fingers would do. If it was me, I would grab a weapon to get after the stalker. You know what I'm saying? I would do whatever it took just to try to end this thing early. Stalker now bringing them back over. And this is a dangerous part of the parking lot with that scaffolding up. And then you can see way over in the corner, the ambulance doors have been open. Oh, fireball. Little pit bull going on right there. Dunk, chicka dunk, chicka dunk, chicka dunk, chicka dunk. Yeah, we don't even know. Is he a current wrestler? Is he a former wrestler? Maybe somebody from the history of TCW? Like, we don't know. It is definitely somebody, or at least it was somebody in Sam Hacksaw's past. But Sam doing everything he can to get out and get away from the Stalker. He knows he's got a match. He knows that his Intercontinental Championship will be on the line tonight. And probably did not want to waste a whole lot of energy before his match, but that is exactly what's going on. Now, is that going to help him warm up? Maybe the bumps he's taking is a good thing. But I can't imagine it is. Stalker now making his comeback, showing him, he's like, oh, you think the bumps are a good thing? Let me show you this right here. And now you're starting to see it take a toll on Sam. And will that toll be seen later tonight? Yeah, he is over 6 foot. And again, he looks like a bigger wrestler. But now I almost want to go back and compare the footage. Is he always the same size? Has he, or does his size change? Like, we don't even know. But I'll tell you this, the Stalker's starting to move a lot slower. But look, he's no dummy either. He's taking that cone right to the midsection of Sam Hacksaw. Sam fighting for his life right now. And you're starting to see some bruising. So then again, main event time. When the main event comes around, will Blaze be going after that midsection? Because that's exactly what I would do. I'd be going after the midsection to Sam Hacksaw, knowing what happened. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you're like, yeah, I wish it didn't happen. But since it did, just telling you what Frankie Two Fingers would do, I'd be right after that midsection. Yeah, he could be a part of the TSW history. Oh, went for the bear hug. Stalker, though, fighting back. Not going to let that happen. And again, we already said it's starting to take its toll, and the longer this goes on, the worse it is for Sam, knowing that he's got to fight later here tonight. I'll tell you what needs to happen. They need to get security out here. What's going on, JW? Welcome to the stream. And look at that. They must have did something to some knockout meters. Sam, though, moving slow. So you know it has taken its toll. Walking over. Kind of egging the Stalker on. Stalker's like, hey, let me try to jog over here real quick. Oh, both men going to the top. Sam finds a way, though, to stay on that scaffolding. It didn't look like he was going to be able to do it. Stays on top of it. And again, the Stalker going for some kind of move. Sam able to fight through it. Drops him on his back on top of the scaffolding. Now really going after the head. Sam trying to put an end to it. Can he do it right here? And puts an end to it right there. But has the damage been done? Has the damage already been done? That we don't know. But again, you bring up a really good point. That's something we need to keep an eye on. Could this be a TSW wrestler coming back? Could this be somebody who knew about Sam Hacksaw's past, and maybe the Stalker's not even the same person anymore? Maybe it's somebody trying to make a comeback. Maybe it's somebody who's like, hey, let me help out this guy or that guy. Maybe there's multiple people now that know about the Stalker and know about the past of the Stalker. Definitely something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Absolutely don't know. What's going on, Vipiro? Welcome back to the show. Rowdy, what is happening, my man? Welcome to the show.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Syndicate from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 203 pounds, the United States Champion, the All-American JP.
Now, we have talked about the issues with the world title belt. JP, a part of Outbreak, however, currently holds the United States title belt, so that title belt cannot be defended on this show. So you will be seeing JP on the Meltdown show defending that title until he loses. Once he loses, he will then officially be over here solely on the Outbreak. So again, there's going to be some messy things in the break, or in the brand split, right? But this is just one of those things. You know, too, Prime Time will be getting a shot with his tag team partner here tonight. Look at his brand new tattoos. Love the new tattoos on JP. Oh, look at this. JP is like, hey, let me give Rowdy the old what for before the match. Like, hey, I told you that I wanted to be the leader of the Syndicate, and now I finally am. I took it over from Rowdy. And Rowdy,
The Four Horsemen from Bad Street, Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 306 pounds. The final champ, Rowdy Hunt.
but Rowdy, not one to wait for anything, jumps in the ring, ready now to go. Remember, title belt's not going to be on the line, but again, Rowdy, the leader, the former leader of the Syndicate, now leader of the Horsemen, coming down to fight the new leader. And you look at what happened with JP. JP got the upper hand on Jay Savage, but once he took over, became and merged the Syndicate with the corporation, now unmerging him, becoming the leader of the corporate Syndicate all on his own. Probably the master plan from JP all along. But can JP, who is grossly outweighed by Rowdy in this match, show you that not only should he be the leader because he can outsmart you, but he can actually also beat you in the ring, despite the size, despite all the other stuff. And remember, this is still the worst town Rowdy has ever been to. Yeah, that would be very, very cool. And two, not the first time we've seen these two go after it, but this is going to be probably a theme in here. And look, if you want to win, and you know JP's on a quest for the world title. Oh, and not afraid to take a shortcut or two. Hit Rowdy right in the old Georgia Peaches right there. Yeah, I think you're right. I didn't really think about it, but I think you're right, Vipiro. I think that technically Vipiro is the most senior member of the syndicate and now the corporate syndicate in extension. Yeah, that's interesting. Didn't even think about that. I haven't watched it yet, but if you're telling me it's good, I'll go definitely take it in and give a couple watches on it. And see, that's the thing. You see JP trying to set up for her right now. And it takes quite a bit to take Rowdy down. And that's what I mean. Tries to pick him up. Not really JP's game. JP normally coming off the ropes. Not even off the top ropes, but using the entire ring to his advantage. And neither one of them, finally, somebody gets a 1 count. The one defense he could have made, and now keeping it going. What a crazy sequence. Rowdy going for the knee. JP jumps over the knee, delivers an elbow, gets into a series of moves. Rowdy turns it around, and JP reverses the reversal, and now Rowdy hits you with the big one. But see, that's the crazy thing. You can look at JP and against a guy like Rowdy, and there it is. The old Rowdy's finishing move. Then Rowdy going for the recliner. JP knowing that and getting the hell out of Dodge says, let me get out of the way of that right now. But you're looking though like JP hits 5 moves, Rowdy hits 1, and that's about equal. When you're looking at the power versus speed, JP though rolls up the leg 2, but both guys equally tough. That is what's crazy. We are absolutely live. What is going on? Dubs, welcome to the stream. The TWO on the Monday Night Meltdown brand. And here we go. It is JP's finisher. The big red button goes, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. And you can see, I didn't notice it before, but Rowdy's still wearing that corporate syndicate on the knee pad.
The All-American
But JP, Rowdy getting the win before, JP getting the win here tonight. And JP letting you know, yeah, he is the United States champion. He just beat, and this is one of those things when you start looking at a resume. If JP is really going for the world title or wants to have a world title shot, beating the greatest world champion that we have ever had, that is step 1, I would say. Plus having the United States title, getting that win, even though that will be on the Meltdown brand. I don't know, kind of making his argument to be the one who gets the next shot at Drew Hawthorne. Oh, and look at this. Crimson now being represented by Paul Bearer, who at one time represented not just her dad, but mainly her uncle. So dad and uncle now, Paul Bearer coming in here. TCW Outbreak, women's world title belt on the line.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's World Championship.
You did, though. You did say that for sure. Oh, the brand new look of Crimson. New tattoo scheme, new entrance attire. And Paul Bearer on her side now trying to go after the Outbreak women's title. Ricky! But you're looking at this. You're looking at freakiness defined right here. And then you're going to see the Outbreak Women's Champion, former TWC Women's Junior Champion, the Destroyer, coming out with a little bit of freakiness of her own. Like, this is what you would expect to see in a World Championship match. And again, this could be the main event. It's not, but it could have been the main event right here. Yeah, absolutely hoping Blaze gets better soon. What is going on? Johnny Storm, welcome to the show. So you're talking about the second largest woman, Sid B, in the corner of the Destroyer, Anita T, the current world champion, who is about to go up against the largest women's wrestler in any other promotion that I recognize. I'm just saying. Crimson. So not going to be an easy road to hoe right now for Anita T. Can she come out with the victory? Can she defend the world title?
The challenger from your darkest fears, the Monster Crimson. And her opponent from Osaka, Japan, the Women's World Champion and one half of the Women's United States Tag Team Champions, the Destroyer, Antista T.
Anita T on an absolute roll here as of late, but huge obstacle standing in the way of her very first Outbreak world title defense. Oh, thought she knocked her down. Crimson right back up, and don't get me wrong, knocked her down to a knee. But Anita, even though she is called the Destroyer, is going to have to find a way to stay out of the way of Crimson. She has got to stay out of the clutches, stay out of the grasp, because Crimson can end anybody's night with a quickness. But Anita T is not just the world champion because of Oops-a-Daisies. She didn't get a bouquet of Oops-a-Daisies and then somehow, she was the champion. She got there through hard work and determination. She got there through not just physical toughness, but mental toughness. But all that toughness is going to be put to the test in this match. Now, I've said at the beginning of Season 7, this will be the year of Crimson. So far, there have been wrestlers trying to prove Crimson wrong, but will that start to end? I don't know. Will Crimson get on a roll? And that's another thing. This isn't just a brand new look for Crimson. Crimson has a brand new set of moves, just like Digital. Digital and Crimson both getting a master-crafted, reworked moveset going. Will that show up here tonight? Algorithmic wrestling happening right now. And already, and this is what I mean. We talked about it in the last one. We got to talk about it in this one because you're talking about a great size difference between these two wrestlers. Anita needing, not normally, but in this match, needing to use her speed. Normally a power wrestler, but needing to use the speed advantage that she has against Crimson against her. And you see, she's not exactly used to it. She's used to going toe-to-toe and then surprising you with her power, but you're not going to surprise Crimson in this match. Crimson, is she calling for it? She is. Gets her up and then gets a old flippity-doo-dah. Top of the noggin to you. Gets flipped over, and luckily Anita T. able to avoid that huge choke slam of Crimson. That might have been all over, but the crying right there, that might have been the end of her night as we knew it. And Crimson, you can see, really starting to come into her own. Really starting to kind of gain that confidence that maybe she didn't have before. Oh, this is the Destroyer. Can she end it right here? 1, 2. And Crimson able to kick out, but I didn't even think that she would get a 2 count, but look at the state of this. What in the heck is going on? And look, we told you she had to use her speed. Anita's saying, no, I don't. I'm going to use my power. We're going to straight power wrestle this thing. Crimson getting back to her feet, and Rot-Row SpaghettiOs. Rot-Row Raggy. That might be it. 1, 2, 3, and we have a brand new women's Outbreak champion. And look, that's what I'm saying. You look at some of these big shots. That is a big shot right there. But again, Crimson, brand new master-crafted moveset. And you can see putting it to good use. Becoming the Outbreak Women's World Champion in this match.
Here is your winner and new Women's World Champion, the Monster Crimson.
Reworked attire, reworked tattoos, reworked moveset, and the addition of Paul Bearer all leads to Crimson's first Outbreak World Championship. Now, again, of course, not her very first World Championship, but the first Outbreak World Championship. Guys, we are going to take a quick pause, and we will be right back. And we're back. So here we go. TCW Universal Tag Team Championships on the line. The Horsemen going after them along with the prime time players. If you look back and remember,
the following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Universal World Tag Team Championship. On the way to the ring at a combined weight of 495 pounds, Draven Payne and primetime Sean Sanders, the Assassins.
if you remember back, the reason we're having this match and the titles, nobody's got them right now, is because it was Solo Sikoa and his tag team partner. But then once the brand split happened, the WWE and TCW no longer have the agreement. So the Universal titles, because they were created by TCW. Yeah, the Assassins, my bad.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 480 pounds, the Eagle Starman and Palmer Boy, the Four Horsemen.
So now being challenged for in this match here tonight by the Horsemen and the Assassins. So will be interesting. Neither one of these teams ever winning the Universal Tag Team titles, but you can see the Assassins with that same swagger they've always had, but the Horsemen starting to get their swagger back now that Rowdy is back. And again, will they add a fourth? Will they add a fifth? Will they stay at 3? That we don't know. Brand new look. Not crazy, but a kind of a new look for Draven Payne. And I really like the look of Prime Time Sean Sanders. Like that mask, it's almost reminiscent of the original. It's different, but it gives me the same feel as the original Recon Delta mask. Now, this is one of those things where you're like, hey, who would have the advantage? But you look at the Horsemen, Eagle Star, former world champion, Bama Boy, former world champion. So you would think that they would have the advantage. But you look at the Assassins, and they were longtime junior tag team champions. So more experience holding tag team titles. I mean, Bama and Eagle still had the 8-man titles for a long time. Have won other title belts, but the way the Assassins defended their tag team titles for so long, really quite a thing. And look at that. That'll show you today. In a singles match release, we saw the debut of Eagle Star, what he looked like then when he first came in to the TCW to what he looks like today. Quite two different things. Same with Rowdy. We got to see the debut with that earlier episode. So if you guys haven't checked out the singles matches that we release every day, make sure you go back, check them out. They come out 9:45 Central Time daily or 10:45 Eastern. And you can see the Horsemen starting to get the advantage, starting to do the thing. And now, this is what the Assassins do. They kind of get back, go back to the basics, slow this thing back down to get back in control of the match. And Eagle wisely coming over right now, getting Bama Boy going. What is going on? Raymond Jones, welcome to the show, brother. You were in the very first match of the night. The Intercontinental Tag Team titles were on the line in that match. In this match, the Universal World Tag Team titles are on the line. The winner having the ability to go on either show to defend those titles, and will be defending them on the Wednesday Night War show as well. Yeah, I've had a lot of fun, like, just getting to rewatch those. And it's funny because you even see how far the commentary has come. Like, everybody's like, oh, it was so good back then. But now I hear it, it's almost cringeworthy to me, where I'm like, hey, did I really sound like that? The answer is yes, I did really sound like that. That's the problem. But we've come a long way. But getting to see, the other thing is, you look at especially the women's television title. That was a sharp title too. And right now, the Assassins getting things rolling on the Horsemen, getting the momentum in the match. Can the Horsemen stop it? It's a big power bomb going up to the top and hits him with the elbow. Hit him in a strange kind of way. Thought he would go for the pin right there. Tries it again. The Assassin hangover hooks the leg. 1, 2, and almost brought home the Universal World Tag Team title belts. Now setting up for his finisher. Can he get it in? And that is an owie if I've ever seen one. But look, that was an owie if Eagle had ever seen one. And Eagle getting it turned back around right there. Now you wonder why they were world champions. You can see it right there. You wonder why they're a Horseman. Kicking out of finishing moves like that would have put down most mortal men. 1. And that was one of those feel-out kind of moves right there where Eagle's like, hey, let me go ahead. I'm going to hook the leg real quick. Let's see where we're at. But Draven Payne kicking out in 1, and look. Where is Draven's tag team partner? Look at him. He's standing over there. Sean Sanders, I don't know what happened, but Sean Sanders is like, hey, I'm going to wait over here. Eagle looking over at Sean Sanders too, trying to figure out what's going on. Like, he doesn't quite know what's going on either. Hooks the leg. 2, 3, and there is definitely something going on with the Assassins. The Horsemen winning their very first Universal World Tag Team title belts. But what was going on with Sean Sanders and Draven Payne? Sean Sanders, I don't know, something obviously kind of ticking him off. And step back away from Draven Payne and let Draven take the L right there. And you can see, like, towards the end of that match, the Horsemen starting to get their act together.
And the Universal World Tag Team Champions, the Eagle
That is the question right there. Why indeed? Now, we've kind of alluded to some things. Like, we have seen some things where there seem to be some problems. Whatever they are, they're not public issues, but there seem to be some problems between those wrestlers right there. So, what the problem is, no idea. But there seem to be some issues between the two of them. And those issues apparently showing up here again tonight. Kind of makes you wonder, are they good? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sentinel. Kind of looks like they're splitting up. Maybe Sean blaming Draven for some things. Maybe Draven said something to Sean where he's like, oh, that's how you think it's going for real? Well, let me show you if you think you're the guy that can do everything, and then stepping back, kind of proving the point. So are these guys splitting up? Will Sean find a new tag team partner? Will Draven be able to recover from the beating he just took in the ring? Like, all these things and more, we'll have to find out as we move along through these next few episodes.
The following is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Universal Women's World Tag Team Championship. On the way to the ring, the Pro Wrestling Women's Non-Stop Champions, the Punisher, and Indestructible Fenwick, the Thrill Seekers.
So you see it. She is carrying the brand new women's Intercontinental title, coming down to the ring, Phoenix. And these two getting ready to challenge for the Universal Women's World Tag Team title belts in this match right here.
And their opponents, Miss Nightmare and the Necromancer, Anna D. The Faces of Fear.
Should be called the Faces of Freaky, because that is exactly what it is. Coming down to the ring right now, neither one of these teams a stranger to the Universal World Tag Team title belts, but who is going to walk away with them here tonight? Will it be Miss Nightmare and Alana D, or will it be Mimi and Phoenix? I don't know that I'd mess with any one of these four women. Frankie Two Fingers would be out of there. Not having it. Out. You can see an ode to Sting right on the back of Miss Nightmare, one of the disciples of Sting. Like, so when you start watching the early matches, and again, gets released every single day, 9:45 Eastern, 10:45 Eastern, 9:45 Central Time. You know that Miss Nightmare and the former Mrs. Frost and Miss Scorpion, all the disciples of Sting when they came in. Miss Scorpion, the last wrestler out of that group that is still standing. Will we see those ladies ever come back? We've seen Simba come back now. We've seen Boom come back. Maybe we see one of them come back. Who knows? You know what we could see, though, right now? We could see that when in Rome, do as the Romans. You know what I mean? We could see that right now. And we could be passing out. Look at that, totes. Like, I subscribe too. I'm a member of the channel as well. You know what I mean? For that many months. The top one. Goes back. I wouldn't ask you guys to do anything I wouldn't do. You know what I mean? And speaking of memberships, look at this. Now, you know Mimi gives up quite a bit of size. And Phoenix to both of these women in the faces of fear. Miss Nightmare at one point was the second largest wrestler in the TCW until Sid B came along. Now in the top three, but she really kind of slimmed up a bit where she's got a lot more lean muscle. And now when you look at what she has and what she does, when she gets you with that bone crusher, that generates a lot of speed, which turns into a lot of force. Chaos Manifested, Michael Taylor, Mojo Jojo, the Merciless Azrael Black, and Tidy News all getting 5 free memberships for the month. What is going on, Digital Dogs? Welcome to the show. And for the final 5 free memberships of the month, going in there, Mimi getting a 1 count on Miss Nightmare. Andre Blazed Radio McWayne, R2K, I know that's not what it says, but that's who it is. And Grady, congratulations, 30-day free memberships. Check them out, and if you guys want to become a member of the channel, 4 easy ways and affordable ways to become members of the channel. Now, we talked about how, yeah, Phoenix and Mimi give up the size, but you can see Phoenix and Mimi were tag team partners in season 1, episode 1, match number 1. So, the oldest reigning tag team in the TCW. The men, Cecil Davis and Kempty Watson, the longest reigning men's tag team that has stayed together the entire 7 seasons. Not an easy task when you start looking at all the things that could go wrong. We saw in the last match the Assassins having some issues. Is it going to cause a breakup? Is it not? Will the referee say night-night on the mat? Getting knocked out right there. And now Miss Nightmare getting things turned back around and ready to roll. What is going on, Andre? Welcome to the show. Now, you got to be careful with Miss Nightmare. Miss Nightmare will end your night in one move. Mimi knows it, so now rolls up the leg, trying to get a count on her, gets a 1 count. But Miss Nightmare can whip you into the ropes, hit you with the bone crusher out of nowhere. You think you're doing good stuff. You think you're fighting the good fight, and then you wake up in the locker room because the match is over. You got hit with the bone crusher, didn't even know it. You're like, look at me, Mom, I'm flying through the air, and then BAM! Right down on the mat. Your night's over. Alana D now getting back in the ring. Phoenix using the referee, and look, like really showing her veteran status right there, using the referee to block, swings over the top of the referee, misses her, but lands that right on the face of Alana, getting a 2 count already. Yeah, there have been a lot of new faces recently. We actually also had 6 subscribers in the last couple days join, so that's always good. Love growing the community. And look at the state of that. Mimi hooks the leg. 1, 2. And I thought we were going to have brand new Universal World Women's Tag Team Champions right there. But Alana able to kick out the old Mohawk Buster right there. And remember, Mimi's got the Mia Moore, and sometimes will put you in that nonchalant pin. And end your night right there. Miss Nightmare looks like she's got rested back up. Got out, got that quick breather. And it's always interesting to see what kind of strategies these teams are going to employ. Sometimes they want one person to stay out there for as long as they can, take all the punishment, and then towards the end of the match, get the fresh person in. Phoenix talking to Miss Nightmare, trying to get her attention. Miss Nightmare, though, eye on the prize right now. Oh, and the twirling Mohawk, too. And I'm shocked that Alana had to get in there. I think Alana might even be a little bit shocked that she had to get in there. But it proves out to be a very good move on her part. Guys, if you are new to the channel, remember, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on the bell notification, don't miss anytime we go live. Share the video, probably the most important thing you could do. Share the video, let people know what's going on here, get people in watching, invite them into the community. And look at that, quick little pin. Is she going to get the element of surprise? No, Mimi able to kick out in 1. And that's got to be a little bit disheartening for the faces of Freaky. You know what I mean? I know it's the faces of fear, but look, they're freaky. When I go to sleep tonight, Frankie Two Fingers going to be dreaming and having nightmares that the faces of fear are coming to put him in the bone crusher. You know what I mean? Don't want to do it. Don't want to be in the bone crusher. Oh, big left hand right there, and that could be setting it up. Whips her into the corner. Thought she was going to whip her into the ropes right there. What is this? Looking around. Ipso facto, presto, knockouto. Goes, rolls her up. Holy Moses, that would end my night right there. Welcome back to the show, Sam. And Mimi has got to find a way. You can see, yeah, she's bleeding. Yeah, she's this. You can look over at Phoenix Berry, probably the freshest wrestler in this match. Mimi doing what I believe they set out to do, but she has got to find a way now to get Phoenix tagged in. If she cannot do it, they will lose the match. And we have brand new Universal Women's World Tag Team Champions. So, vacated titles. Now, no more. And you can see the faces of fear getting more and more creative Jeez Louise. Like, you can see getting a lot more creative in the double team department. Now, again, you use that strategy and you come up against it, and it's not a bad strategy. But you got to find a way to get back out of the ring, get that fresh wrestler in, because you can look and you can see Miss Nightmare and Alana D both kind of wore down, both kind of wore out.
Here are your winners, and the Universal Women's World Tag Team Champions, Miss Nightmare, and the Necromancer, Anna, the Faces of Fear.
And again, bad news for the women's division, because now these ladies, as Universal Champions, can defend those titles on both brands. How would you like to be trying to defend those titles, or take those titles from those two? I'm telling you, Frankie D, if I had a tag team, I'd be like, nope, I ain't doing it. I'll wait till the next one. I'm going to go ahead, just wait it out. We'll see what happens the next go-round. But not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. I'll have to catch those tag titles on the flippies. You know what I'm saying? But now, here it is, the main event of the evening. The Corporate Syndicate champion, and we saw him get jumped earlier tonight, will be facing off against Blaze McCoy. Intercontinental title belt on the line.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Intercontinental Junior Championship.
You want to talk about an entrance? Feast your eyes on this. That's a little eyeball dessert for you right there. Blaze McCoy making his way down to the ring. And if you guys haven't seen or haven't checked out his channel, there's the link right there. Go check out his channel. Give him a subscribe. Another amazing, unique E-Federation owner. Does it a lot like we do it here, and does it completely different. Same idea, done differently. Now, you picture this. You've got, coming from the TWC, you've got these junior champions, right? They're making their way. They're doing the things. They're getting used to the title belts. And then all of a sudden, the brand split happens, and those champions now thrust onto the main stage. And now their titles no longer considered to be a junior title belt, now one of the main staples in the brand. And you get not just thrust onto the main stage, but now you're Sam Hacksaw. You're in the main event of the inaugural brand split Thursday Night Outbreak. Now, we've had these shows, but now it's a brand. Just like Raw and SmackDown, now you got Meltdown and Outbreak. And you're putting that title on the line against one of the best to ever do it. Going to be giving up some size. Will speed come out on top yet again?
Introducing the challenger. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 297 pounds, the Superstar!
Is it still spelled wrong? I'm going to fix that right after this show.
And his opponent, from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 228 pounds, the Intercontinental Junior Champion, Sam Hacksaw!
So this is the thing, though, Blaze is going to really have to watch out for in this match. You see Estrada on the sidelines, the manager now of the corporate syndicate. Will he get involved? And he typically does. Can Blaze overcome the involvement and keep his eye on the prize and beat Hacksaw? Then you got Hacksaw, and Hacksaw's got to come out quick. He has already been in a fight. You can already see the bruising on the body of Hacksaw. Will he be able to come out and sustain the offense Blaze is about to put on him? This is in the same night where you're going to see him go up against two larger guys. Now, seeing Blaze, you can tell the Stalker wasn't Blaze, but even though the Stalker, another big guy, still trying to figure out, and maybe again, like I said, maybe it's multiple people, we just don't know. Both men right here, even though one's bigger, one's smaller, both wanting to show their technical prowess. Who can stay in control? Who can put these holds on the other one? Sam now rolling it over, getting that rear naked chokehold on Blaze right there, and look, really putting his entire body into it. And if you're the size of Hacksaw versus the size of Blaze, that's exactly what you have to do. Blaze trying to fight out of it, getting that reverse armbar. Hacksaw controlling the shoulder. And look, you let Blaze get that ham hock out of there and start swinging that thing around. You'll put your night to an end very quickly. Hip toss and swings. And Blaze rolls him up, near side schoolboy. And I think, you know, if Blaze didn't have it before, after that, like, back and forth action right there, probably gaining some respect for Sam Hacksaw. Sam trying to show him, look, I can power wrestle too, you know, if I got to. And I think that's catching Blaze off a little bit. And oh, the cheap shot right there. But look, Frankie Two Fingers is in the ring. I'm going to take it any way I can get it. Man, I really appreciate that, Digital. Missed you too, brother. Everybody here misses you. You're probably the guy that like most people ask, like, hey, where's Digital? 1, 2. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Can he overcome everything that he overcame tonight to retain the title? And he somehow does. Absolutely crazy. Look, we talked about it when he got jumped in the back. Was it going to be a bad thing? Was it going to be a good thing? Maybe it warmed him up. Maybe he was ready to go.
And still, Intercontinental Junior Champion, Sam Hacksaw.
It's the one thing I didn't notice. I've got to go remove the junior stuff, and maybe we'll download Blaze's character, because something is definitely not right with this one. But regardless, Sam overcoming all the odds here tonight to walk away and defend his title belt. Well, guys, look, at the end of the day, It is great to be back. It is great to see you guys. Very happy to be back. Had to take a little bit of a break, and then the break was longer. Work's been crazy. Then we went on vacation a couple weeks. We have one last trip, but really glad to be back. A lot of things starting to go really well out there in the world. Very excited about that, and I'm starting to see more and more people not want to put themselves into those boxes that the world tries to lay out and then has us divide ourselves. Starting to see a lot more people come together, and that is a beautiful thing. So guys, remember, when you're out and about, you're doing your thing, be the leader in your community that the community needs you to be. For now, we're going to leave it at that. But missed every single one of you. Love all you guys. And we will catch all of you in the next one. So for everybody here at the Totes Ma Goats Wrestling Network, to all of you out there, peace.